Alright, today we're going to turn this into this. A tiny multi-mount viewfinder with the help of this, the wooden camera Blackmagic EVF modification kit. Let's do it. Many of you have seen this. This is the Blackmagic Ursa Mini and Ursa viewfinder. It's a full 1080 viewfinder with lots of features built in. In case you haven't, all right, they give you everything you need to do this. Oh, look, you can just click on this link right here for wooden cameras, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to show you right here. So they give you a snap ring plier toolkit, a pair of nice rubber tipped tweezers, some Allen wrenches, a power cable, and an adapter plate. Let's get busy. What'll be helpful is an X-Acto blade and a couple of small Phillips and flathead screwdrivers. So let's begin. We're going to need the X-Acto knife first. Alright, so we're going to take the X-Acto and we need to remove this metal sticker right here. Off. And we'll flatten that back out because we can't, well, fart. We've got 8 screws all around here. And this is the tiniest little guy right here. And let's take these out. And now all 8 screws are over there. We've got the 8 screws off here, the 3 Torx off here. Now we need to take these little knobs out. We just set those to the side. Get them all the way out there, double threaded top and bottom. All right. Under here are some more screws, and we need to get those out. So, okay, we've got those off. Okay, now we can separate these 2 pieces. Just kind of pops off the bottom. Well, we won't need that. We'll just set it over there. Now we flip this over, and you can see there are a few Phillips head screwdriver or screws right here. There's one right there. There's one right there. There's one right here, and there's actually one right there. So we'll use our Phillips screwdriver. Take this piece, set it to the side for now. All right, now that that's off, we can pull off our wire assembly. Just kind of feed it through. Side, and that should slide out. Again, you could discard that for now. You only need it if you intend to install it later in life. All right, inside here, there are 2 Phillips screws. Let's take those out using the Phillips screwdriver, hopefully magnetized, or else you're going to be dumping these out. And you can discard that for later assembly. Now, you see right here, maybe you can, right there, there is actually it's a snap ring. And they give you these snap ring pliers, and we need to use them. So in this kit, it comes with several different attachments, and we need actually the small one. You see that this one is just slightly bigger than these. So we're going to take that off. So we'll push it in, turn it, pop open, pull that out. Okay, and you're going to take off the big one, and you're going to put in the new ones, the smaller guys. Okay, then all you gotta do is feed it back through, and then fix that back. You can see now, you can see these are reversed, so you have to squeeze them to make them tighter. We don't want to do that. Let's take this back off. Take that through. And you can actually take these and reverse them by putting them on this side. Okay. Now we stick the back in, put that back. Now if you notice, you squeeze them and they open. That's what we want because we want to be able to apply a little extra pressure in here. So you're going to put the two little, let's just call them nipples, into the O-ring and then squeeze, and then that separates the snap ring, and then it will actually just pop right out. And you can see it's now separated. Put that to the side. Cool. Now that this is done, we're going to take these 4 screws off. This is with our Torx driver. Pull that cover off. You see that was where the USB was. And we'll set that to the side. Okay, next we need to remove the SDI cable. You see the little connector right in there, and then inside, right in there is there's a power connector right here, and that's an SDI connector. We need to remove that with these rubber tipped tweezers. It is now free. Yeah. Now, we need to remove these 2 screws right here. Get that off, put that there. All right, now that we've removed that, next we need to move to these 2 little Allen screws right here. That will use this little tiny Allen wrench. There they are. We're going to put those over to the side over here because we'll be revisiting those shortly. All right. Perfect. Okay, now to separate this, see this little rubber right here? We need to pull this off, but we don't want to pull it off all the way. Just kind of reach in there, grab it, and peel it back. It is nicely stuck on there. Okay. Now this should be able to come off. Now you can see there's ribbon cables inside, which you do need to be careful with. And it exposes these two screws right here, which is clamping down the SDI and the HDI, or SDI and the power. So we need to remove these. We can remove these power. So let's start with the power cable first. Kind of feed it through. And then we can pull the SDI cable through. Okay, perfect. Now, we're ready to take the rest of it off. I went and grabbed some needle nose pliers. We're going to need those next. But for the moment, let's put this cover back on. Okay, and then we will attach this rubber piece back. What we need to do is remove this extra piece that came out. That's just the part of the clamp. We don't care about that. And then you see that nut in there is where we use needle nose and unscrew it. It's actually what I believe they call a castle nut, because it has, oh, there's a spring on it too. You need to remove that. So you can see it's flanged at the bottom. Take that out. We won't need that. And this just slides right off. And we can set that to the side. Now you can see there are 3 more screws. These are 2mm, I believe. On your EVF. Okay, last screw out. Now look how tiny this thing's getting. What we need to do now is put in the modification kit. This is really the most important part of the wooden camera kit. You see it's got a nice little machined bracket cable assembly, and that's going to turn this into magic. Alright, so we are going to peel that up. Now we're going to tuck these wires into the original hole, and then we just need to connect them up. And to do that, now one little quick point is these are keyed. It's really hard to tell, but they won't go in unless they're the correct polarity. Mine is backwards. Okay, so get it on there and push it on. You may need to use your rubber tweezers, but if you open this up just enough, you're not going to mess with the ribbon cable too much, and you'll be able to get that on. And then we'll take the SDI cable and we'll install it in there. Okay, now we will gently tuck this all back together. Okay, and then feed these wires back in. Cool. Put your little rubber piece back. Get all nice and neat. Now, we're going to screw these back in, not using the original screws, not those, but with the screws included in the kit. And we're going to use, what is this? That's an Allen. There we go. I don't know what size it is, but it's the bigger one. And just drop that screw anywhere you need. And you just pick it right back up, no problem. We'll tighten this up. While I'm doing this, if anybody would like any other videos done of anything else that I have, just leave a comment below. I do respond to my comments, unless you're just a jerk, and then I probably will just ignore you. But, you know, if you got a question or you see something in my kit that interests you and you want to know a little bit more about it, speak up. Write in your comments below and just give me an ask. I'll more than happy to talk you through anything. All right. Now we're ready to move on. Next, we need to reinstall these two screws that hold this plate back on. And these are screws that we pulled out earlier, right here. And this is where a magnetic screwdriver really will save the day. Just screw that in. Okay. Okay, that's screwed in. Let's continue closing. All right, remember when I said don't throw stuff away? Did I say that? Hey, don't throw stuff away. We need this cover plate back, which goes right here. And if you remember, there are 4 screws. These are going on back where they came. And these are Allen, or Torx heads actually. Look at that. It actually looks like something now. Alright, the only thing left is, see that screw? And that screw right there. Remember when I said, keep your stuff? Right there. Need these 2 little screws right here. They go in there. And that is the tiny little Allen wrench. Put them tight. And put the other one in that little hole. All right. Tighten that up. And voila. A tiny multi-mount viewfinder. So, at this point, you can put this stuff away. I recommend put it all in a nice plastic bag so that you can always reassemble it should you need to. They include a power cable. Nice P-tap. Like a little mini XLR. Then you got HDSDI. And then you can mount this to any quarter 20 or 3/8, or even with these two screws here. You can use any kind of rig. I know Wooden Camera sells one. Pretty much everybody does. Super handy because you can then adjust. Loosen this. This one is a cam tree. It's not great, but it works. Allows you to adjust up and down. I'm going to play with it here on the red and see what I can do with it. I buy these 6mm Ziplocs on eBay or Amazon, whichever you prefer. They're fantastic for keeping up with all these small little parts. Now let's just see what I can mount here. Look at there. Almost like there's a plan involved. That screw comes out. Ooh, so does the actual screw bit. Fix that. That's what comes out. The question is, could I be so lucky? Do these screws mount up? They do. Same. Well, looky there. So now, all I gotta do is screw these in. Now, this, slide up and down, and this allows me to rotate. What's not to love there? Alright, let's take off the 7-inch red touchscreen. And next we'll say crap because we can't just install the piece here because this guy, and we'll go to the red tool. It's always good to have a whole bunch of parts laying around. Just a bunch of accessories that you think you'll need at some point. It's not the most cost-effective way, but when you're in a pinch and you need to put something together quickly, wow, you're really going to want it. Now this viewfinder can install just like this. I will go ahead and do it just because I'm feeling special today. Hopefully I have a small HDMI or HDI cable. Well, I hope you enjoyed my short little tutorial video on the Blackmagic conversion, on the Blackmagic EVF conversion from Wooden Camera. He did a video himself. It's a good video, you can check it out. I just wanted to do one for me. So, yeah, thanks a bunch.